I think that I want to go back to the 14th rules. How are you going to put your kids to sleep? Because yesterday I was asking you who wrote it down, and I got no answers. And my question is, do you really want to give your child a proper chinuch and to discipline them?
Yes.
Can you explain me how?
By learning what the Rav is teaching us and implementing them.
Are we implementing it?
I guess it depends on our moods. Not always do we hold our own. Sometimes we give in to the kid and let him do what he wants. Unfortunately.
And you think it will work?
No, it sends the children mixed messages.
So isn't it a time that we'll stop to complain and start to perform?
Yes, overdue.
Because why I'm concentrating on this one, because time to put kids to sleep in many families is a big issue. It's a problem. It's a problem. And it creates many issues between the couple also. And it's not good. So I'm going to go over what we spoke about. And I want to tell you something. Why I want to repeat. When I was in the yeshiva, the mashgiach, which he was in charge of on the discipline of the boys, every week he gave us the same shiur over and over again. And I'll tell you what was the shiur. When you're going out, you look toward the floor. You're not allowed to read newspapers. You're not allowed to listen to radio. And again and again and again, back and forth, you know, he had a long list. And of course, he said, you're going to ruin your eyes, and it's going to be this, and it's going to be that. So that was then the system. But every time the same thing. He never changed it. Finally, somebody had the guts to ask them, Rabbi, maybe you can change already the text. We want to learn something. He said, oh, what took you so long to ask me? He said, why should I change what I say? Did you change? When you change, I'll change the shiur. I'll teach you something else. But why should I go to something else while this is not fixed up yet? Don't we have the tendency to hear all the time something new?
Yes.
Why?
Because we get bored.
Yeah.
You get bored. But why should we go to something new while what we told you to do is not being done? Does it make sense?
No.
No.
So it means that we're not coming to learn, and I have to say it, probably we're coming to be entertained. We're going to hear new things and new things and new things. Maybe when it comes to mitzvot, okay, I can see it.
Машина выключи. Там эти пакеты кидай. А эти пакеты. Дай.
But when it comes to the chinuch of the children, we cannot move to something new unless we implemented what we learned already. Otherwise, it's going to be a mess. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
This is not a shiur to be inspired. This is how to work.
This is the reality of life.
Yes, and we don't like it. We want to be inspired all the time, but the house is a mess. So let's go to number one. Maybe now you're going to write it down. Maybe, I hope so.
Yes, Rav.
For the kids to go to sleep, and you want them to fall asleep, right? They have to be tired. That's rule number one. You cannot demand from a child that's sleeping in the afternoon to go back to sleep at 7 o'clock. It will not happen. You have to make sure that the child is exhausted, not you exhausted. Usually they have energy and we are the exhausted one. We have to change it. Now, we have to establish an hour to sleep, which makes sense. According to the age of the child, you cannot tell the child 11 years old or 12 years old to go to sleep at 7 o'clock. It will not happen. So we have to see how old is the child. Number 3, did you come up with your husband with an hour that the kids are going to sleep? It obligating us, the parents, to be there, to have to be on time home, so you can give the children what they need. They need you, they need to talk to you, you need to feed them, and to take care on all the things that have to do before the sleeping time. So we have to be prompt. So in the afternoon, you cannot go shopping, you cannot go chesed, this, you have to be home because you have a mission. So how long it take to prepare the child to sleep? What did I say?
Minimum 2 hours.
Very good. It
Is
takes
that
2
number?
hours.
I'm sorry, Rob, is that number 4?
Yes,
The time
That's
spent.
number- it takes about 2 hours. Number 5, that's to the parents. It's very much recommended that you're not going to be tired. Because to put the child to sleep, you need strength. And if you don't have it, it's going to be very difficult, extremely difficult to function. You cannot function when you're overtired. You cannot function even when you're tired. Impossible. So that was number 5. Number 6, disconnect the phones and lock the entrance door, no in and no out, and no connection with the outside world. Disconnection. Now we're busy with our own mission. The kids going to sleep. And we don't need no interruption from the outside. I know that it sounds like a plan, like going to war, but when it gets into routine, it's not, it sounds like a mountain now, because we have to specify every action that we take. But when you get used to it, it becomes very easy. Number 7, very much recommended to dim the lights in the house. Make the house dark a little bit, because you have to create atmosphere of night and peaceful atmosphere. Relaxing. Now, if you have older children and you have younger children, so first of all, you have to put to sleep the younger one. Leave the older one for later on. That's number 8. Not everybody together, it will not work. Now, when you're putting the kids to sleep, that's number 9. The house has to have atmosphere of, peaceful relaxation. No guests or people who make noise outside. The kids will not sleep. They're curious what's going on there. And the child having big time difficulty to disconnect himself from the action. They like action. So if the older brothers and sisters are playing and they have to go to sleep, you tell to the older ones, please go to a different room and please be quiet until they fall asleep. Because when they're going to hear action, they're not going to sleep. Number 10, we all know that. Kids have a custom and a habit to bother us or they request of last moment. They want water, they have to go to the bathroom. I have a headache. So you have to prepare yourself in advance for all this. Let's say if you put them to sleep 8 o'clock, at 5 to 8, you say, whoever needs to drink is now. Whoever needs to, go to the bathroom is now. 8 o'clock, you're all in bed. Now it's the time. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes to fulfill your request. If you have any, that's the time. Because after 8 o'clock, that's it. You can talk to the wall. There. And you don't budge because they're going to test you. 8:05 is the mommy, I'm thirsty. And the other one will say, another thing, don't fall for it. No. I said 8 o'clock it is, and zero. Until now, it's clear?
Yes.
Yes, very clear.
Okay. Now we're moving one step ahead. That's what we spoke about yesterday and even the day before. Number 11. If your kids going down from the bed time after time, what do you have to do?
By the door and not let them come out.
Read a book outside.
Don't let him come out. Tell him to stay in the room.
Sell a chair outside.
Buy a comfortable chair. Yeah.
Camping out of their room.
What?
Camping out of their room.
You sit by the door and that's it. Nobody's coming out. It's not an easy mission. I know that. Why? Because you're trying to teach them how to acquire a new system now. Until now, you were coming in and out, and we lost our mind. We're not going to lose our mind anymore. Now, you're going to lose your mind. We're changing tactics now. So for this, you need time.
So we just sit there, but we don't read books to them or anything. No rewards.
No, after we told them a story and we told them everything and they went to sleep, they're coming out.
Yeah.
Why are you out? All kinds of excuses. So we should not give up. You have to be precise. And be dedicated to the rule, and you're going to see that the outcome will be very good. The results, you're going to see it. The results. They see you 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks. They know that's it. The carnival is over. And to the mothers, I want to say, don't overextend yourself. Nothing is more important than to instill in your kids to be organized, to know the clock, to be neat, to be organized. The brain also has to be organized. The laundry can wait. Cleaning the dishes can wait. Everything can wait. If I were you, I'll say after 7:30, my day is over. That's it. Tomorrow is another day. So already you're gonna get some relaxation. 7:30, I'm finishing my job. Zero.
Can I ask a question from Rabbi?
Yes.
What if the kids are normally on their normal routine? They go to sleep on the time which is scheduled. But let's say the next day, the kids, let's say that it's vacation, the kids know they have no school. How do you motivate them in that time? Do they still have to follow the routine of the night, or you just give them off because they don't have school?
We're continuing.
So what if they tell Ima there's no school, we don't want to go sleep because there's no school tomorrow?
We want you to have more fun. So go to sleep, so you're gonna wake up early and you're gonna have the whole day to play.
Right. Thank you, Rabbi.
What about Motzei Shabbat?
What about it?
Well, Shabbat ends late and they want to stay up a little bit, especially in the summertime.
What time they're going to sleep?
8, usually.
Okay. So now they don't have to wait for Avdallah if they are under age.
But what if they understand what Havdalah is, Kudrat? Let's say the child is 11 years old. He understands what Havdalah is because he's with Abba in shul. He only comes with Abba from the shul.
So we said that Shabbat is a different day.
Okay.
There is routine for the middle of the week and there is routine for Shabbat. But no more than that. Until here, it's clear?
Yes, Rabbi.
Yeah, very clear.
Good. Good. Now, do you have kids that they like to travel from a bed to a bed?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, Rav.
They are travelers.
Is this number 12, Rav?
Yes.
Thank you.
What was number 12, Rabbi?
They're travelers from bed to a bed.
Travel from bed to bed.
What does that mean?
You travel, you jump from
Oh.
one bed to the next bed.
As a parent, putting them to bed.
The kid will get out of one bed to get into another bed. Like just killing for time and messing around.
I thought that was number 11. You stand by the door.
No, that's something else.
Yeah, but
This is another situation.
Oh, I see. Okay, I must
They
have missed.
went to bed in the room already, but Chaim wants to sleep with Moshe. Moshe wants to sleep with the sister, and he's jumping. You know, it's mamish.
That's right, that's right.
Your message is each one has his own bed. I want you to stay in your bed.
That's 12. Okay.
Oh, they're coming. Mommy, I want to sleep with you. That's not going to happen.
That's number 13, right, Rav?
No, that's still 12.
Oh, still 12? Okay.
Or if he wants to sleep with his older brother, the teenager. So you understand that when the kids is doing that, he needs more attention from Ima or from Abba, whoever he is. So right away, you have to register that this child needs more attention. So you remember we spoke about the happy hour,
Yes.
which means what?
Yes, Rav. Which means you select the time that works for you and the child. And it could be at home, it could be taking him out, something that works for both of you, and you spend that 20 minutes, half hour, that's only exclusively for you and the child.
Yes. And you pay attention, is always only one child that wants to sleep with the parents.
Yes.
It's not two or three of them. Most of the time is one kid that always needs, you know, more and more. So meaning he is missing warmth and connection. So we have a job to do as a parent to get into the action and take care of this child. He should not come to our room to sleep with us. This is unacceptable.
Rav, is it acceptable if the child wants you to lay down with them? Is that okay?
On their bed?
Yes.
Yeah. It means that they need you.
Okay, like they tell you about their day, it's usually at bedtime is when they talk to you. Like, is that okay?
Yeah, but you can sit on the chair. Why you have to lay down on
You shouldn't lay down with them. Okay.
take a chair, hold his hand or something and say, okay, here, Ima is all here.
Okay. Thank you.
So you have a child that needs extra attention, as we call it, meaning we have to take him more and more to happy hour. Number 13. Number 13 is the children are not supposed to sleep on their parents' bed and to fall asleep. You say, what? Put him to sleep on my bed, he'll fall asleep. I'll move him to his bed. No. When a child coming to knock on the bedroom door, you close the door behind you, you talk to the child in the hallway, you say, come, I'll take you to your room, okay? And you bring him back to the room, his own room. No explanation. In the middle of the night, you can explain. You're tired, he is also tired. If a child frequently coming almost every night to the parents' room, he is signaling something. I need something from you guys. What does he need?
Attention.
Attention.
Yes. So then you can sleep with him on his bed, but on his bed, not on yours.
Carl, I have a question.
Yeah.
What if a child is really scared? I know there are children who are really scared that for whatever reason they think there's a stranger coming to the house, or they feel like someone's gonna, especially nowadays that like they hear so many stories. How do you reassure them?
Okay. I have a special class on this one, but I'll tell you generally, many times these kids are watching things that they don't have to watch. And the kids have imaginations. And he gets so scared, so terrified, that he will not be able to sleep. Right away, he thinks it's in his room and it's under the bed. It's not good. Kids, if you want them to watch, there is so many educational programs for the kids on the midot, on the mitzvot. There is so many things today to offer the kids, but for us, what is the easiest way to let them watch cartoons, or I don't know, or let them play games on their phone? They're gonna get scared from this.
Yes, these programs are on YouTube, the Midot and.
Not on YouTube.
Mhm.
You have to go to Borough Park and to go to the Judaica stores that are specialized for this. And you're going to find for the kids what they need.
It's like a CD that they. That's very nice. Yeah.
Yes, so then they sit down.
And they watch those things.
Yeah. They have a nice one on the Megillat Esther. They have on Shabbat. They have on the Chagim.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. And the kids learn from it. And they have also Chesed. Very, very educational. And it's good for them.
Right.
It's better to see this than to see all the cartoon that have no taste and no smell.
If we're promoting no TV, no screen time, then it's better not to show even those as well, right?
I beg your pardon? What? I didn't hear.
If we don't show any TV to our kids, so even those Jewish ones should not be promoted.
If you decided not to do it at all, so they should not see anything. Which in nowadays, I think it's kimat impossible. Depends on the school that they're going to. And also depends on the parents, what they are doing. But kids are very, very easy to get scared. So we have to be very careful what they see. Number 14 is to finish the day. The day has to be finished in a nice note, in a good note, in a relaxing note, in a loving note, warm one. So tell the children a story. So they were looking forward for every night what story they're going to hear today. If you're going to come up every night with a different story and you know how to act the story, I'm telling you, these kids will not cause you any problems because they know the story will come when I'll be in bed. So he wants to go to bed. So to say a story is very important and not from the book. Don't bring a book next to a child. You look to the child in the eye and you have to memorize the story that you read today. And the child sees that you care. When you're reading from the book, they get bored. They don't like it. And make sure to have a physical contact with the child, like a hug, like a kiss. Very important that the child feel Ima or Abba when they're going to sleep. They're going to fall asleep in a good feelings. And they will wake up, and they will wake up happy. Because they have the security that they need.
That's all ages.
Yes. Even teenagers, you know, if they're not on the phones or this much, sometimes they like to be alone. You see, when the teenagers already cry, the time of the story is already over, they're not interested in this. We have to talk to them and associate with them only before they go to sleep. But I'm talking about preparation for teenagers' time. When they underage, there we have to be. And what we're doing in this age until 13 or 12 will indicate how they're going to look when they're teenagers.
But I have a question. Let's say a child says to you he doesn't want to go to sleep, but it's the time already, and you insist the child to go to bed. For example, he says, I don't want to go sleep. And then I just tell him, okay, just go lay down in bed and don't sleep. A split 3 seconds to 5 seconds, he's sleeping, snoring. Can you explain to the child the next day, like you didn't want to go to sleep, but yet you lay down and you went to sleep? How do you accommodate that? How do you bring it up to a child to teach him that?
So my advice is don't tell him, okay, now we're going to sleep. It's time to get into your bed.
No, the child knows that he's going to sleep because it's his time of the bed. He knows that my kids know that my son, he goes to sleep at 9 because he comes home late. My daughter goes to sleep 8. So they know that 8 and 9 o'clock, it's no doubt they're going to bed no matter what.
Are they sleeping 8 o'clock?
Well, they're in bed 8 o'clock. It could
Okay,
be
good.
8:05, 8:15.
So-
It depends how they fall asleep. but they
Okay.
in the bed 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock.
Okay, so now you tell them it's time to go to bed. That's all. What they're gonna do in bed, if they fall asleep right away, okay. If not, but at least they know it's time for bed time.
Thank
It's
you,
a
Rabbi.
bed
Thank you
time.
very much, Rabbi. Thank you.
It's not a sleeping time, it's a bed time. Okay, so now
Is that the whole list, Rav?
that's the 14, yes.
Thank you.
Now you put on the bottom how parents they gave up already. They don't know what to do. He said, okay, I cannot cope with this child, so let him do whatever he wants. The main thing is, at the end, he'll fall asleep. Mommy, can I drink? Yeah, go drink. Just leave me alone. Mommy, I need, okay. Meaning we gave up already. That's it. Oy vavoy to such a chinuch. When a parent are giving up, and it's not going to stop here. They're going to take you for a ride all across the board. Because he becoming the boss and he can do whatever he wants. And the child, he implementing the rules now. He says, I don't like this rule, and that's why I'm going to do like this, I'm doing like this. And the parents start to have some quiet, they say, okay, just leave us alone. So one more time. The parents, they are the one who implementing the boundaries and the laws of the house. Nobody else. Not your parents, okay? And not the neighbor, not your sister, not your uncle, klum. Abba and Ima, they are in charge. If needs to change a rule, we will do it. It's difficult, we know that. It's exhausting, yes. But you can observe it, you can do it. And we must do it. Why? Because we don't believe in ourselves that we're able to do it. So I want to say to you, every parent over here, he doesn't know that he's able to do things. But you're likely to do much more than you think that you can do. If you're going to follow what we're saying and you're going to be steady, pitom, you see that you can do many, many things that in the past you thought it's impossible. It's doable.
Rav, can I ask a question?
Yes.
So when it's bedtime, do the kids have to be in the room or they have to be laying in their beds?
What?
Do the children have to be in their rooms or they have to be in their beds?
In the bed.
So meaning we shouldn't let them walk around the room?
No?
Uh-huh. And if
In
they
bed.
keep,
In bed, you can do whatever you want, but not walking.
Mhm.
I have one question too, Rabbi.
Yes.
So you mentioned that on Shabbat there are different rules, mostly due to time. But do some of these other rules, like from bed to bed and sleeping with brothers and sisters and all of those things, are we more lenient on Shabbat with those rules as well, or is it only because of time we are? So none of that. So under what circumstances can they live with brothers and sisters if they want to cuddle or sleep or have fun or whatever?
Yeah, once in a while, okay.
Mhm.
Once in a while, but to do it,
But it's a madhouse, yeah.
Rabbi, I have a question.
yeah.
You mentioned that we parents should implement the rules. How about when we go to our in-laws or our parents for Shabbat or holidays, and then the grandparents just keep on giving the sweets and the treats and the cakes, let's say, and then when we tell them, please don't give, it's too much, they say, oh, I'm the grandfather, it gives me joy, he's in my house, let them enjoy, there are no rules in my house, like, how do you deal with that?
The rabbi's a big softy. That's wild.
Should we let the grandparents, should we be okay with allowing the grandparents to give them the treats, and should we respond to that?
The Torah is saying as follows, there is halacha. No one can give your kid anything unless he is informing you, I want to give to the child a candy or this or something. Is it okay?
Oh, wow.
He has to get okay from Ima because Ima, she is in charge on the child, not the grandparents.
What about gifts for Chagim? Let's say for Pesach, you want to...
We're asking the parents, what do you think is proper to buy the kids?
What do they need?
Or if we don't know what, we give the money to the Ima and say, please buy what you think is right for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can say it's from Saba and Savta. But
what if they say discipline your kids at home, when they're in their grandparents, we should be able to enjoy them.
That's a chutzpah. What do you mean? There is double,
Huh?
It cannot be double message.
Right, but they don't understand. They say they're old school. They don't understand. They say, when we're not giving them poison, it's just candy. I don't know.
They think this is the way to connect to the child.
Exactly. That's what they say. This is the way we...
So, if yes, give the child $1 or $2. Will do much, much more than a candy.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
Again, the grandparents are not in charge of the chinuch of the grandchildren. Stay
But then
out.
they say we're older, we're wiser, we give good advice, why don't you listen to us? We want to help you. We have more life experience, they say.
Aye.
Ay, ay, ay.
You know, every generation is different. The advices that I gave 20 years ago today are worthless. The advices that they gave my parents in my time today, Bichlal is, they're going to call it abuse. It's, if the kids coming to ask you what to do, then you can give advice. But if they're not asking you, keep your mouth shut. It's not your kids. Hashem gives every couple kids that they, the only one knows how to deal with them.
We shouldn't
And-
advise them. We shouldn't advise the parents what to do.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Unless they're asking you.
Unless they ask us. Right.
If they're asking you, don't say, I see that you're doing something wrong with the child. This you don't say. Say, my opinion is, that's what needs to be done. But it's your choice because you're the mother.
Right.
You cannot take the authority from the mother. Yes.
Rabbi say, so
You cannot take the authority from the mother. Hashem gave her the kids. So she have all the qualification and the abilities to raise this child. So everything has to go through Ima and Abba. Everything. Even if you want to give a gift, sometimes the parents will tell you, it's too expensive, this gift. Please don't spoil our kids. Very good. Very good. We have to respect it.
Rabbi, I have a question.
Yes.
I feel very strongly, I know it's very controversial with COVID shots, and I'm very much opposed to it. And my ex-daughter-in-law gave my two granddaughters, 5 and 6, the COVID shot, and we were just so upset she didn't consult my son. And what is your feeling towards that? You say the mother has the key, but
No, but you have to consult with the husband. This is his kids also.
well, it's ex-husband, but he's
I feel.
father, and yeah, so
Yeah, we were very upset. She didn't care about his opinion.
yeah, that's another story.
Ladies always feel that the kids belongs to them.
Yeah.
It takes two to tangle.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that until a certain age, the kids needs only Ima. But it comes to an age that the kids needs Abba also. Because each one in the chinuch of the child have a role which is extremely important. So now back to the grandparents. I see that the questions keep coming.
The grandparents are concerned, Rabbi.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so we can tell you from experience and what the Torah says. You have to learn how to be a good grandparent. That's also need to learn. Part of the respect that you're giving to a daughter-in-law or son-in-law is you don't stick your nose where it not belong. Because the grandparents feel that they own the cup. You're young, you're inexperienced, what do you know already? Don't interfere.
Rabbi, I don't want to be difficult, but I was brought up with a tradition, and that's kind of like Abrahamic as well, with like Abraham, right? I mean, he was the head of all decision making. So we were always raised the way I was. It's like the eldest male in the family would always make a lot of the decisions. So that is not the case.
Not anymore, huh, Rabbi?
It sounds like a chief and Indians.
Yes.
Persians, Rabbi, it's a Persian mentality.
The Bukharian as well. Don't feel bad. Okay? It's a mentality that went away from the world. I'll tell you what a grandparents are. They are image. The grandchildren have to look at them and say, oh, there's something to be proud of. And they know how to respect elderly people, you know, especially when they're well behaved. They always want to go to Saba and Savta. Every child will tell you that. Because they feel a special cashier to the older one. And but where you getting your respect as a grandparent? Not when you're crossing the line of the parents, no. The grandchild will come to Saba, for example, and say, can I have this? I say, your answer have to be ask. We have to ask you, mommy. If mommy says yes, I'm gonna give it to you. I'll give it to you, but I need permission of Ima. That's called a chinuch. So this child will admire the grandparents. Why? Because they're not causing shlom bayit problems. Most of the time, the shlom bayit problems coming from the parents. They claim that they love their kids. If you love your kids, why are you causing them frictions in the house? Okay. Something to think about, okay? I think the question was good. And I can tell you one thing, if you're trying to change it, don't even try. They're not going to be able to change. They're too old to change. And the mentality is already deep down there. To take them now to therapy is not going to help. What you have to do. If it's your in-laws, you have to sit with your husband and come up with a plan, okay, how to avoid this. So each one knows his own family. And you and your husband have to
basically not good. Avoid is basically not hearing them or not talking to them.
Michael, we cannot hear you. The reception is not good. So the reception is not good.
Basically to avoid.
We cannot hear you. Okay. So one more time. The in-laws can bring the couple together even tighter if they know what to do. They have a plan and they stick to the plan. So, okay. Or if somebody will take the side of his parents, or she'll take a side of her parents, that's going to be a war zone. Then the parents become an obstacle that we have to push aside, unfortunately. Could you imagine that the parents will jeopardize the life of their own kid? That's not normal. And what advice you can give to your kids while you involve emotionally? How can you give advice? Okay. To be continued.
You said we have to leave on a happy note before we go to sleep. This is not a happy note.
I think it is a happy note because you have to learn how to be a very good grandparents. My advice to you, my strongly advice, don't interfere.
Yeah.
Yes, Rabbi.
Sometimes you see things that you don't like, okay?
Yeah. Believe it or not, we don't interfere, but you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is the child, this is what he chose, and okay, let him deal with that. That's okay, it's fine. And that's how you go up. From challenges, you grow.
That's true.
You're becoming wiser.
Yeah.
That's true, right?
Older and wiser.
Older and wiser, yes. I can tell you that we're much wiser than the younger ones, okay? That's for sure. But it doesn't mean that we have to take the wheel into our hands. I can be a good advisor only if they come to consult with me. Then I can tell you advice. But if you're not coming, what I'm going to implement myself on you. No. So that's the happy note.
Okay, Rabbi.
Yeah, you have a husband, enjoy your husband.
Thank you.
And the husband enjoy their wife.
Amen.
The kids will manage, don't worry. Okay.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Thank you,
shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
Hopefully, I'll see you Mofay Shabbat.
Hashem, thank you for your words of wisdom, Rabbi. Good
Okay,
job.
thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it possible though that like maybe one of the next classes you will just give us a few minutes to ask questions regarding Pesach?
Yeah. Okay.
Would that be okay? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ra.
Bezrat
Thank you.
Hashem.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good
Shabbat
Shabbos,
Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom, Rosh
Shalom,
Chodesh
Shabbat
Tov,
Shalom.
everyone.
Shalom.
Chodesh Tov, Chodesh Tov.
Shalom.
Thank you, Ra.